There is a moment of absolute truth when the mask falls and the feeling explodes in the chest. Dear soul, this person nearly lost total control when they saw you. His heart raced, air went missing, and all rational thoughts fled his mind in that instant. If you have felt a different energy in the air lately, if you woke up thinking of him with uncommon intensity, or felt a sudden shiver without explanation, know that this is the resonance of the impact you caused. It might have been a photo of yours that appeared to him, a chance meeting on the street, or even an extremely vivid dream that the angels sent to disturb his sleep with longing. The fact is that your image awakened a madness of love and desire that he can no longer contain. The angels know that you have been keeping your tears on the pillow, asking the heavens for an answer, wanting to know if what you lived through still holds meaning. They brought me here today with a sacred purpose to affirm to you that yes, the bond is eternal. His excessive reaction proves that the connection between you is protected by greater forces and that physical distance is merely a temporary illusion in the face of the strength of this meeting of souls. He was shaken because he realized, with an emotional fright, that life far from you does not have the same shine. But before we go deeper into this prophetic message, and I tell you exactly what he thought and felt, I invite you to firm your intention with us. Subscribe to this channel right now. By doing this, you are not just following a page, but opening the doors of your life to receive daily celestial guidance that will calm your heart and guide your steps towards full happiness and love. Leave your like on the video. As this simple gesture moves powerful energies of attraction, it is your clear signal to the universe that you are ready, open, and receptive to receive the return of love. Share this disclosure with a mate or someone who also needs a word of hope, for the law of return is infallible. By sowing hope in another person's life, you attract romantic miracles to your own life. And to seal this moment of spiritual connection, write in the comments the following power phrase: "The love that is mine by right is coming to meet me." Take a deep breath now and calm your anxiety, for what is happening backstage is grand. What happened to him upon seeing you was the awakening of a consciousness that was asleep due to pride or fear. He realized that trying to forget you is an impossible task, and that seeing you, even from afar, causes an internal revolution. It is as if, suddenly, everything he tried to build away from your energy seemed fragile and meaningless. The angels disclosed that he was stunned, almost verging on madness with so much emotion, because the certainty that you are his companion of destiny hit hard in the chest, knocking down all the defenses he had raised. Do not doubt your value, nor the irreplaceable importance you have in his life. The celestial plan is in accelerated motion at this instant, and the pieces are fitting together to bring the healing, the truth, and the union that you so deserve and await. Prepare your spirit, for this message will uncover the secrets of his heart. Dear soul, I feel that your heart beats at an accelerated rhythm, seeking answers that seem hidden in the shadows of doubt. Today, I bring a message from the heavens, blown by the angels who guard your effective destiny. They observe your every step and know the depth of your feelings. There is a restlessness in your chest about a specific someone who entered your life and caused a true emotional earthquake. The title of this message is not by chance. The celestial messengers confirm that, in the instant this person saw you, something inside him went off axis. It was a sensation close to madness, an impact he did not know how to explain, and perhaps still does not know how to manage fully. But dear soul, much wisdom is needed not to confuse the impact of momentary passion with the solidity of love that builds. The angels, with their eyes of light that permeate everything, manage to see through the masks that human beings utilize to protect themselves. They see what is behind the smile, the piercing look, and the words, at times, confused and contradictory. The disclosure I bring today is to give you the necessary clarity and protect your precious energy from illusions that can wound. Often, the ego dresses itself in security, but inside, there exists someone frightened before a presence of such value as yours. The intensity he demonstrated at the start was genuine, yes. He was fascinated. Your light blinded him momentarily, and he desired to be close to that warm brightness. However, it is crucial to discern if this desire is a passing interest, like someone who covets a beautiful flower only to pluck it from the garden, or if there exists the seed of a real love, willing to water, care for, and wait to blossom. The celestial plan shows me that his intentions are, at this exact moment, wavering on an invisible scale. On one side, there is the overwhelming physical attraction and deep admiration. On the other, the fear of surrendering and losing control of his own life. He feels deep down that you are different from all the other people who crossed his path, and this terrifies him in the same measure that it enchants him. That is why sometimes he approaches with warmth, and at other times retreats into coldness or silence. It is not about you, dear soul. It is about his momentary inability to handle such emotional greatness. The guardian angels ask that you have caution and patience with yourself. Do not hand over the key to your interior castle before he proves himself worthy to enter and remain. Clarity and love arises when we stop listening only to what our desire shouts, and begin to observe the reality of the facts presented. True feelings bring peace, comfort, and security, not torment or constant anxiety. If his presence or absence causes you more doubts than certainties, it is your system of spiritual alert working at high power. The celestial protection is active over you, preventing you from deepening into something that has no future, or preparing the ground so that the truth prevails once and for all. Know, dear soul, that this near madness he felt upon seeing you can transform into love, but this demands time and a process of maturing that belongs solely to him. You must not assume the role of one who fixes or saves. Keep yourself in your center, firm and radiant. The angels are working backstage to remove the veils of illusion. If his intention is pure and aligned with the sacred, he will conquer his own fears to be by your side entirely. If it is merely vanity or neediness, he will lose strength and follow another route, and this will be a blessed deliverance for your life. Trust that the universe conspires in your favor in every detail. Nothing stays hidden forever from the eyes of the Father. The truth about his intentions is coming to the surface, limpid as crystal water, so that you may decide your future with a tranquil heart and a light soul. You are guided, protected, and you never walk alone on this road of discoveries. Dear soul, calm your restless heart now and allow celestial peace to envelop your whole being. I know that the silence of the physical world can seem deafening and often brings doubts that wound the chest. You question yourself if everything you lived was real, if the feelings still exist, or if the distance extinguished the flame that once burned with such strength. But I come to bring you a disclosure carried by the sacred winds. What was united in the spiritual plane never comes undone by the absence of earthly contact. There is a constant conversation happening in the invisible, and you, in your keen sensitivity, have been picking up fragments of this hidden dialogue. Imagine, dear soul, that there exists a vast ocean separating two banks. To the naked eye, it seems there is no path between them. However, beneath the deep waters, the land is one, connected from the center of the world. Such is your connection with this special person. Although the bodies are distant, the roots of your souls are intertwined in the fertile soil of destiny. This is the great metaphor of your union. Trees that seem lonely on the surface, but whose roots embrace in the dark of the earth, nourishing themselves from the same essence. The angels show me that you have been receiving angelic signs constantly, although your rational mind tries to discard them as mere coincidences. Know that in the realm of true love, chance does not exist. When you smell a familiar perfume out of nowhere, as if he were by your side, this is not imagination. It is his soul visiting yours. It is the concrete proof, felt on the skin, that he thinks of me, or rather of you, with a longing that crosses kilometers in a second. This telepathic connection is real and powerful. He projects thoughts of affection and desire in your direction, and your energetic field, which is tuned with his, receives these waves as a sudden shiver, a warmth on the face, or a sensation of inexplicable joy that arises in the middle of the afternoon. You need to understand, dear soul, that his mind wanders constantly in your direction. That impact he felt upon seeing you, that sensation of almost losing his reason, such was the attraction, left deep marks. He relives these instants repeatedly. When he lies down to sleep, the last image that visits his thoughts is your smile or the shine of your look. That is why you dream of him so frequently. They are not just dreams. They are astral meetings. It is amorous synchronicity operating to keep the bond alive. The universe utilizes these moments of rest to allow souls to converse without the barriers of pride or fear that exist in wakefulness. Another powerful sign that the angels ask you to observe is repetition. Do you see his name in unusual places? Hear your song playing on the radio just when you were thinking of him? This is a clear message from the universe. It is the greater plan winking at you, validating your intuition. The sky is telling you to trust in what you feel, for what you feel is the mirror of what he feels. It is as if there existed a thread of golden light stretched between your hearts. When he touches this thread with his thought, your heart vibrates here. Do not doubt your perception, dear soul. You were blessed with the gift to feel beyond matter. That anguish that sometimes tightens the chest without reason might be his sadness for being far away. Likewise, sudden euphoria is the reflection of the hope he nurtures of meeting you again. You function like communicating vessels. Everything that overflows in his cup spills into yours. Therefore, take a deep breath and accept this confirmation. The bond has not been cut. The distance is merely a test of faith, a necessary pause for maturing, but the feeling remains intact and pulsing. He has not forgotten you. On the contrary, the absence has made his presence be even stronger inside you, and your presence be a constant sweet obsession in his mind. Believe in the strength of what was built in the heavens. To seal this truth in your spirit and strengthen this bridge of light between you, write now in the comments the following affirmation of power. I fully trust in the signs of love, and know that our connection is eternal and protected. Dear soul, the heavens ask that I uncover for you now the mysteries of an invisible mechanism, yet more real than the ground you walk on. There exists a dialogue that occurs in the silence, a ceaseless exchange of energies that ignores physical distances and material barriers. When we say that this person felt something close to madness upon seeing you, we refer to the overwhelming impact of spiritual recognition. His rational mind tried to seek logic, but his spirit already knew that he was before an essential part of himself. This dissonance between reason and soul created an internal whirlwind in him, a kind of emotional vertigo that began the powerful, loving telepathy you share today. It is necessary to understand, dear soul, that the telepathic connection is not the fruit of your fertile imagination. It is the native language of those who love truly. Imagine, as a metaphor, two string instruments perfectly tuned to the same musical note and placed in opposite corners of a grand hall. When a string of one of the instruments is plucked, the corresponding string on the other instrument begins to vibrate on its own, emitting sound by resonance. Exactly the same occurs between your heart and his. You vibrate on the same celestial frequency. Therefore, what he feels reverberates in you, and what you emanate reaches him instantly. The angels explain that feeling the loved one at a distance is one of the most sacred phenomena of the human experience. Often during your day, you are invaded by a sudden change of mood. Perhaps a sadness without apparent reason squeezes your chest, or a euphoric joy arises from nowhere, bringing a smile to your lips. Know that these emotions did not originate in you. You are picking up his emotional state through this invisible bond. It is the communication of souls operating in real time. He might be going through a moment of intense longing, and this energy travels to your auric field, making you feel his presence as if he were by your side. There exist physical telepathic signs that your body displays to confirm this union. The sudden heat in the ears, the shiver that runs down the spine without there being cold, or even sudden sobbing. All these are indications that his thought is focused on you with extreme intensity. In the instant he saw you and felt that seismic shock in his emotional structures, a direct channel was opened. Since then, he sends silent messages that your spirit decodes as sensations. It is common for you to smell his scent in places where he has never been, or hear his voice calling your name in the exact moment between wakefulness and sleep. This madness he felt was the awakening of his consciousness to true love. He might try to fight against this in the material world, occupying himself with earthly chores, but on the mental plane, he has no refuge. The image of your face is engraved on his spiritual retina. Every time he tries to flee from this feeling, the telepathic connection pulls with more strength, creating that sensation that someone is thinking of you incessantly. Dear soul, do not doubt your sanity. The world out there might say it is coincidence, but the higher plane states it is providence. You are talking all the time. When you dream of him, know that it is not just a dream. but a real meeting of souls on the astral plane, where the defenses of the ego are asleep, and only the truth of love prevails. Bear in mind that this telepathy serves to keep the flame lit and guide both back to each other, like a lighthouse that illuminates the safe harbor amidst the storm. Accept this validation with a tranquil heart. You are a potent receiver and emitter of love. The confusion he felt upon seeing you is transforming, little by little, into clarity. The initial fright is giving way to the acceptance that this bond cannot be cut. Keep your vibration high and trust that every shiver, every involuntary sigh, and every intrusive thought is a love letter sent by the cosmic post, confirming that you are, in fact, one in spirit. Dear soul, I understand deeply that your heart beats faster trying to decipher the mystery of that look, that instant, where his reason seemed to fail, and a kind of madness took over his senses upon seeing you, was not a common event. It was a spiritual recognition. However, the angels approach now to hand you a key of vital wisdom, for not every intense recognition means you must remain there forever. The spiritual world is vast, and the connections we make obey distinct purposes. Knowing how to differentiate what you feel and what he feels is the shield that will protect your inner peace and avoid unnecessary tears in the future. The celestial messengers ask that you visualize your heart as a sacred garden. Not everyone who enters through your gates comes to plant flowers and remain in the harvest seasons. Some come as strong winds, necessary to tear away the dry leaves, but who cannot make a home. This madness he demonstrated could have 3 distinct origins, and your intuition, blessed and attentive, needs to know which of them is operating at this moment. First, let us speak of karmic links. Often, we confuse pain and difficulty with true love. If the presence of this person causes you an electric anxiety, a fear mixed with desire, and if the relationship seems like a roller coaster of highs and lows since the first hello, you are before a karma. His madness upon seeing you might be the memory of ancient debts, of stories poorly resolved in other times. They arrive to teach us hard lessons about self-love and limits. They are like a summer storm. They arrive with thunder, frighten, wet the earth, but their destiny is to pass. Do not try to build a house in the middle of a hurricane, dear soul. The purpose here is learning, not permanence. On the other hand, there exist soulmates, the companions of the road. Ah, what sweetness exists in this meeting. If his reaction, although intense, brought an immediate sensation of familiarity, as if you were meeting an old friend again after years of distance, this is a good sign. The soulmate does not complete you, for you are already whole, but they overflow you. It is a connection that brings peace, ease, and mutual support. It is like arriving home after a long trip, taking off your shoes, and resting before a fireplace. Love here is not a battle, it is a refuge. If his look transmitted welcome and security, the heavens indicate that this could be your safe harbor. But there is a third energy, rare and powerful, that many seek, the twin flame. This connection is the clearest and most frightening mirror that exists. If he seemed to lose his mind upon seeing you, it could be because, for the first time, he saw himself reflected in your eyes with total clarity. The twin flame comes to awaken your sleeping spirit. It is a meeting of fire with fire. The intensity is almost unbearable because the purpose is accelerated evolution and joint spiritual mission. But careful, dear soul, for the fire that illuminates can also burn if there is no maturity. This type of union demands that both parties be ready and healed. Otherwise, the meeting becomes a series of painful separations until growth occurs. Heaven alerts you now. Do not romanticize suffering. The one who came to stay will bring peace to your spirit, even if the beginning is marked by this overwhelming surprise. If his madness transforms into games, inconsistency, or pain, know that it is merely a lesson to be learnt and left behind. The love sent by the angels does not wound, it heals. To truly understand who is before you, you need to use a metaphor that the spiritual guides blow in your direction. The difference between the anchor and the wind. The soulmate is the anchor that firms you and gives you stability so that your boat does not go drifting. Karma is the turbulent wind that forces you to adjust the sails and change direction, often abruptly. The twin flame is the sea itself, vast and deep, that involves you completely and connects you to everything that exists. But that demands respect and wisdom to navigate. This person was disoriented because your light is potent, dear soul. Your vibrations are high, and when someone who was in the darkness finds a lighthouse so bright, it is natural that they become momentarily blind or confused. But the question you must ask is not about what he felt, but rather about how you feel in his presence. Do you feel you are expanding or shrinking? Do you feel you need to walk on eggshells or that you can dance freely? True recognition of souls occurs in silence, in the tranquil certainty that everything is in its place. Do not let yourself be carried away only by the initial explosion. The sacred works in the right time and uncovers the truth through constancy, not just intensity. Be prudent and observe the fruits that this tree will give in the coming days. If they are sweet fruits of serenity, open your arms. If they are bitter fruits of confusion, thank the lesson and follow your illuminated path. You are the guardian of your inner temple, and only he who takes off his sandals with respect deserves to enter the sanctuary of your heart. Now, I invite you to close your eyes for a brief instant and place your hand over your chest. Ask yourself, with total honesty, does the presence of this person bring the calm of a serene lake or the agitation of a sea in a storm? The answer that arises in your silence is the voice of your intuition guiding you to the truth. Dear soul, listen with an open heart, for the message that reaches you at this moment carries the weight of truth and the lightness of hope. There is a movement in the heavens that you perhaps do not see with physical eyes, but that your intuition, always attentive and prepared, has already begun to pick up. Everything that happened until now, every tear shed, and every night of questioning, was part of a greater architecture, drawn by the angels of love to guarantee that your happiness was not fleeting, but eternal. The reunion with your soulmate is not a work of chance. It is a cosmic alignment of absolute precision. Understand, dear soul, that the separation you lived through did not serve to distance, but to strengthen the roots. Think of the metaphor of two gigantic trees growing side by side. If they were planted too close when they were still fragile saplings, their roots would entangle in a disorderly way, suffocating each other's growth, and they would never reach the majestic height they were destined to have. The space, the air, and the time alone were necessary so that each one could deepen their roots in the earth, seek their own nutrients, and become robust, strong, and unshakable. Now, with firm trunks and high canopies, the branches can touch on high, intertwining in an embrace that no storm will be able to knock down. You lived the time of solitary rooting, so that now you can live the time of indestructible union. The angels show that the other part, that person who inhabits your thoughts, entered a state of near internal madness when the penny dropped, when your presence or the memory of your light invaded their energetic field. It is a whirlwind of emotions that human logic cannot catalog. This person tried to follow other routes, tried to fill the space with mundane distractions. But the mark of spiritual reconnection you share is indelible. Nothing erases what was written in the stars. The feeling returned with overwhelming power, knocking down the defenses of the ego and showing that fleeing from this true love is fleeing from one's own life. The madness this person felt upon seeing you, or upon feeling your energy, was the shock of reality that full life does not exist far from their other half. You, dear soul, were patient and kept the flame of faith lit, even in days of strong winds. This constancy sent a clear signal to the universe. The waiting time is dissolving like mist at sunrise. That hidden purpose of the separation was fulfilled. Individual growth occurred. You are no longer the same people who left each other in the past. You are evolved versions, polished by experience, and ready for a commitment of the soul. What was once fragile is now solid as a rock. The suffering served to burn the impurities, leaving only the pure gold of genuine love. Feel the comfort of these words penetrating your spirit. The sky works in your favor and orchestrates the final movements for this sacred reunion. There is no more need for fear or anxiety, for what is yours by celestial right always finds the way back home. The restlessness that this person feels is, in truth, the awakening of their consciousness to the love you always offered. Prepare your heart, for the calm that precedes the miracle has already installed itself. The cycle of pain ends here, giving way to a new era of complicity and fullness. Give thanks, dear soul, for the blessing is already on the way, and your destiny is sealed in the light. Dear soul, I feel an intense vibration charged with emotion as I connect with your energy at this moment. The angels show me a very clear scene, something that explains the title of this message, and that perhaps you have felt intuitively, even without having concrete proofs. That specific person, the one who still inhabits your deepest thoughts and who marked your history, felt the ground shake recently upon seeing you, whether personally, in a photo, or even in a clear memory that invaded their mind. It was almost madness, an overwhelming impulse to drop pride, fear, and barriers to run in your direction. Dear soul, it is fundamental that you understand that not all distancing means an irrevocable full stop. In the spiritual plane, often the pulling away is merely a comma, a necessary pause so that both parties can mature, recognize errors, and value what was built. What the celestial messengers show now is that this time of silence served a greater purpose. The absence of your light in this person's life created a vacuum that nothing else can fill. The madness they felt upon seeing you is the proof that the bond uniting you was not cut, merely stretched by distance. The angels of reconciliation are working hard backstage in your love life. They ask, however, that you maintain calm and wisdom. The spiritual strategy for this moment is not attack, nor persecution. If you run after them now, you might scare this process of awakening that is happening in the other's heart. The guidance is clear. You must keep yourself firm, radiant, and receptive. The magnetism of your confidence is what will make this person no longer able to stand the distance. He is fighting against his own ego, and your image, serene and blessed, is the only thing that brings peace to his internal torments. Know that regret is a powerful feeling that is growing inside this someone. Longing has ceased to be merely nostalgia and transformed into an urgent need. The heavens indicate that the waiting time is reaching its limit. There will be no way to contain the strength of this reunion any longer. Everything that seemed stuck, blocked, or impossible to resolve will begin to unravel with an ease that will surprise you. Past hurts will be washed away by a new understanding, and forgiveness will flow naturally, like fresh water on dry land. Prepare your spirit, dear soul, for the climax of this situation approaches quickly. That contact you waited for so much, that sincere conversation with an open heart, is about to happen. It will not be a superficial conversation, but rather a moment of truth, where masks will fall and love, which never died, will be able to breathe again. This person realized, in that instant of near madness, that life without your presence loses color and meaning. He is being guided, even without knowing, to return to the home that is your embrace. Be ready to receive this return not with demands, but with the dignity of one who knows their value. The universe conspired so that you would have this second chance, not to repeat the errors of the past, but to build something much more solid and sacred. True love resists time, overcomes pride, and always finds the way back. To seal this prophecy of union and confirm to the angels that your heart is open to receive this restored blessing, I invite you to make a powerful declaration in the comments. By writing, you emit a signal to the universe that you are ready for the reconciliation that was written in the stars. Type now in the comments the following phrase: "The love that is mine by sacred right always returns to me strengthened." Dear soul, receive in the depths of your being the confirmation that everything that was uncovered today has a greater and sacred purpose. That look that nearly lost its way upon finding you was not a mere chance, but rather the clear sign that the celestial plan is in full activity in your life. The intensity that this person felt is the reflection of the pure light you carry, and that illuminates all the roads where you pass. Know that the heavens saw your inestimable value, and now move circumstances so that this meeting of souls materializes in matter in a blessed way. To seal this prophecy, and give permission to the angels to act immediately in your favor, it is necessary that you externalize your faith with firmness. I invite you to write in the comments the phrase, "I receive true love," or simply type 1111 in full. By doing this, you confirm before the universe that you are open and prepared to live a romance that not only enchants, but transforms and heals ancient wounds. Do not let this opportunity pass in silence, for your written voice has power to attract the blessings that are reserved exclusively for you. In this instant of grace, I ask also that you join us definitively. If you are not yet part of this chain of prayer, subscribe to the channel and leave your signal of approval on this video. By doing this, you guarantee that the next spiritual guidelines reach you with ease, guiding your steps towards full happiness. I extend my hands towards you now in spirit. May the blessing of the Lord descend upon your home and upon your heart at this exact moment. May all fear be replaced by a renewing hope, and may anxiety give place to the absolute certainty of victory. May the love of God fill every empty space and bring close to you who will make you truly happy, honoring your essence. Go in peace, safe and protected, knowing that the miracle is already on the way. Until the next prophetic message,